Welcome to your Monday. Jeremy St. Louis alongside Tommy Tran. We are into baseball's break with the Midsummer Classic coming up tomorrow night. Today, though, all about those dingers, Tommy.
Yeah, thankfully for that, because in our business, we call it the slowest week in sports.
Yes.
But there will be plenty of action tonight, T-Mobile Park, with an exquisite home run chain going to the winner. Now, let's take a look at the odds to win. There's a two-time champ in Pete Alonso. Then you have two runner-ups and a former league MVP making his first appearance in the exhibition. And again, Adolis Garcia, the last name added on there. Pete Alonso, your betting favorite at 3-1. Now, Mookie Betts was the longest shot last week at 12-1. He's not climbed up that significantly, but at last check, Adley Rutschman, the young phenom star from the Baltimore Orioles, comes in with the longest odds at 18-1. Let's welcome in our front office insider, Jim Bowden, who's in Seattle to cover the Home Run Derby. So, Jim, I got to start with where you are. Give me the vibes right now in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, it's incredible here in Seattle, and I think Major League Baseball has done a really good job of really entertaining the history of the Mariners. You know, the Ken Griffey Jr. has been everywhere. Brett Boone, Mike Cameron, Dave Valley. I mean, they've done a really good job of having all the former Mariners all over the place, whether it be at the Futures game, whether it be at the draft yesterday. They did a really good job, and it's amazing how Seattle has really embraced this weekend. I mean, the crowd at the Futures game is the best that I've ever seen. Perhaps maybe only Kansas City had more people watching that game. But last night at the draft, I have never seen so many fans at the draft. It was incredible. So it's a lot of fun here, a lot of energy in the streets here, even by the marketplace where all the fish are being slammed and thrown around everywhere. But everybody is focused on tonight and the Home Run Derby. It should be fun. Yeah,
it should be fun. We'll break down the matchups in just a little bit, Jim. But to the winner will go this chain. Now, the chain is not new, but every single year it changes, and this is Seattle specific. What do you describe bestly about this particular chain?
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, the way they are able to take the spindle, which is obviously a landmark in Seattle that represents the city so well, but it is incredible. I would like to get a duplicate one. I think it'd be really fun for me to start doing some of my CBS Sports HQ hits with that around my neck. But I was told you got to win the Home Run Derby to get it. So I guess I'm not going to get a replica, but it is really cool and better in person really than what you're seeing on the video screen.
I'm sure you'll get your hands on it at least at some point there, and then you can put it on IG. We certainly love IG, Jim Bowden. Okay, let's go through the matchups. Obviously, it's a bracket format, Jim. We're going to highlight each player. Tell us what stands out to you in the matchup itself. Luis Robert and Adley Rutschman comes up leading off.
Yeah, so Luis Robert's got 26 homers at the break. Adley Rutschman has 12. But really, when you're breaking it down, Robert, 15.9% of the time on batted balls is his barrel rate. Significantly better than Rutschman, which is 6.7. Robert exit velocity is 89. Rutschman's is 87. And more importantly, when I watch them take batting practice, Robert oftentimes likes to put on a home run show during batting practice, not just in the final round, but he likes to do it throughout his batting practice. A lot different than Adley Rutschman, who takes it a little bit more seriously, likes to hit the ball the other way, up the middle, then pull the ball. And I think the advantage Robert is going to have is not only the physical strength that he has, but the fact that he really practices hitting the home runs in BP more than Rutschman's does. But it should be a good matchup.
That'll be 1v8. Let's move on to 4v5. Adolis Garcia and Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. So both of these players are from Cuban descent. Both of these players played in the St. Louis Cardinals organization, and both are very close friends personally. And so this matchup is really intriguing. So Adolis Garcia, 23 homers at the break. Randy Arozarena has 16 at the break. Adolis Garcia, 16.4 on the barrel percentage, 14.8 for Arozarena. Both of them, their exit velocity averages between 92 and 93 miles an hour. It's going to be fun. Arozarena loves the biggest stage, no doubt about it. Garcia loves hitting the ball yard as well. Pretty even matchup here. And to watch these best friends go at each other, this one's going to be a close one between these two guys.
We're seeing the notes here for Randy Arozarena, who will be making his first home run derby appearance. The same can be said about a former MVP in Mookie Betts, and he gets a tough matchup. He gets a draw with Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Yeah, I remember Vladdy Daddy in 2019 at Progressive Field in Cleveland. CBS Sports HQ was there. We covered it, and I'll never forget 91 home runs Guerrero hit in that home run derby. He didn't win it, but he certainly probably could have, should have, right? Only 13 homers in the first half, kind of surprising, but his exit velocity better than any hitter in this home run derby at 95 miles an hour. His barrel rate around 13.6%. He's got a lot of experience doing this. He knows what he's doing. That's what I love about it. And you mentioned for Mookie Betts, there's nothing he can't do on the baseball field, right? He runs, he throws, he hits, he's got power, he's a scratch golfer, he's a friggin' 200 bowler. I mean, this guy does everything. That being said, he's never done a home run derby before, and although he has 26 homers at the break, going against Guerrero is going to be a very high task for Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts looking to become the first Dodger to win the home run derby. That's something that Pete Alonso's done not once but twice, and he's going against Julio Rodriguez, which you could argue, Jim, this could be a final that we're getting right off the bat in this particular pod of the bracket.
Verbal retweet on that one, Tommy. I agree with you. Last year, Julio Rodriguez beat Alonso and eliminated him, and J-Rod gets the home crowd at T-Mobile. They are going to be screaming for him. At the break, Alonso's got 26 homers, and J-Rod's got half that, 13. Not a great first half for him. And interestingly, the barrel percentage for J-Rod in the first half, under 10%. Last year, it was 13%. Alonso's is 14%. Both of them hit the ball extremely hard. But I witnessed Alonso in 2021 at Coors Field, and he won the Derby. I witnessed him in 2019 at Progressive Field in Cleveland. He won that Derby too. And he really knows how to have a relationship with his pitcher, his batting practice pitcher during this event. The pitcher knows where to put the ball, and Pete gets in a groove. He is really, really tough to beat. J-Rod gets the home crowd. J-Rod walks into this thing knowing he beat Alonso a year ago, but Pete's a two-time winner. Oh, boy, I agree with you. I think whoever wins this first round probably going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, Polar Bear looking to join Ken Griffey Jr. as the only three-time winners of this event. Jim, certainly appreciate it. By the way, don't go anywhere. We're going to bring you back here in just a second, but taking a look at the odds once again, I can tell you 6 out of the 8 being AL guys. The league is minus 280 to have the home run derby winner, while the NL comes at 2-1. Basically, you're betting Pete Alonso, not necessarily Mookie Betts. So you get better odds with the Polar Bear at 3-1 or better.